terms of emergency response, we understand that responding to any kind of environmental incident is very important. So we have response procedures, and again, we train people in order to respond effectively, in order to minimise any kind of damage in the event of an incident. Our procedures would typically include phone numbers of who to call in the event of an incident, and also third-party response details of a clean-up contractor. The site itself has numerous spill kits located around the site, and again, they are signed and they're also accessible. Yeah. Well, we carry out visual inspections of any watercourses adjacent to the site. We also we would use plant nappies under machines that have potential for spillage. It just means that if there is an accidental fuel leak, that we're able to capture that and it can't penetrate into groundwater.
Now, this is been devised and designed by Morrison Construction. This is a health, safety and environment first response module, which we come up with this idea of containing everything in the one unit, and we've got them deployed in various bits along the areas where we're working next to the river. This is at the front here. We've got the spill response kit. It has all the bits of gear in here, the matting, soak up any spillage. We've got the bins to dispose of it.
The risk of spill is assessed under our environmental management system, under our risk assessment process in that. So we have spill kits located close to any source of spill. That's proportionate, the size and type of that is proportionate to the risk that we've assessed. So we might have grit, we might have booms, but essentially the big risks are the large tanks. We've assessed that it's impractical to have a spill kit to cover that, so therefore we'd have our emergency response procedure of stopping the source of pollution and getting an emergency contractor in to clear out the pollution that's actually occurred, and then we go into the investigation mode to try and ensure that it doesn't happen again.
When we deal with a oil spill response on a commercial or industrial property, we start by talking to the people who have phoned in the spill to us and seeing what they can do. They can stop the spill themselves, they can contain the spill. We start with health and safety risks. There's ignition risks from oil, and there's slip risks. If you have oil on an industrial yard with lorries driving through, it turns into a skid pan. You're also worried about the vapours which can be built up inside internal spaces. These vapours, they have an ignition risk, they have an explosion risk. And they also can overcome you and actually cause you to pass out. So once these risks are either dealt with, or if they're not understood, we say stay away, because we have the monitoring equipment to make sure that these areas are safe. Turning up on site, again, we're looking at stopping the leak, we're looking to get rid of these health and safety risks so that we can work safely. And we look at containing the spill. So if usual surface water receptors are the issue, that's anything, so surface drains, going to the drainage system. If that's going to a sewage works, we still need to prevent it, but it's less of an issue. But if there's a wetland or a river nearby, we have to make sure that we prevent oil getting into that or reduce it as much as possible. So first that's blocking drains, and then the next response is to look at the river and can we safely install booms along the river. Great, so I'll just show you some of our spill equipment. We have a drain mat here. This is used for sealing drains. If you've got oil flowing towards a drain, it's actually quite a sticky little rubber mat, and you literally put it over the top of a drain and just push it down on the edges, and it'll seal, it'll stop any liquid getting down the drain. It's called a containment boom, and it really is like what it says is it contains oil. Oil can't go through that, so if you float this in the water, oil will come up and just hit it. The good thing about oil, which makes it easier to handle, is it floats on water. So you hang this in the top part of the water, float it in the top part of the water, you'll get a thick layer of oil collecting behind it, which is ideal. And it gives you something to pump out with. You can pump it out, you can throw absorbents into there, anything just to remove the oil. This is oil absorbent matting. These absorbent materials are they're called hydrophobic, so they don't absorb water. They'll only absorb fuels, hydrocarbons, so kerosene, diesel, petrol. And this stuff's great. It'll float on water for a while. You can use it to absorb any pools of oil, anything that you can see. People use these in garages to stick underneath oil leaks from vehicles. It just absorbs it, and it's something you can dispose of much easier than liquids. This is an oil absorbent boom. They float on water, and this is just oil absorbent material, exactly the same as a matting. It does exactly the same job. Here we are, a 3-metre boom. These are great for rivers. You can get a diverse range of booms depending on the flow of the water, depends on the size. You get things called skirted booms which have a chain on the bottom to prevent them going up and down too much. And what you see here is you've got a wider river. The length of a boom should be 3 times the width of the river, and that allows for the flow. It also allows for variations in the volume of water flowing. And they have simple carabiner clips at 2 points that you can add together, and there you go. Now instead of a 3-metre boom, you've got almost a 6-metre boom, and this goes on and on until you've got the one you need, the length you need.
We have oil booms deployed all the way down the river at areas where we've been working. The reason the booms are in the river is in the event of an oil spill, they're already there to contain the oil as it comes downstream.
So reasons for being prepared for a spill are actually ultimately about the costs to your business. People look at the cost of the cleanup, they are a big part of it. But initially, if you've got oil on your site, you're using it for something. It's fueling the heating to your property, or possibly even hot water for a vital part of your processes. If that's out of action, you're actually losing revenue. Then you actually look at the cleanup costs. There's the downtime on your site, there's all the health and safety, there's the cost of the people to come out, the responders, and then there's the insurance costs. You've got an excess, you've got a claim on your insurance, your premiums go up, and you've got to be prepared.